Okay, see that chicken right there? I have been searching high and low to find their eggs. And lo and behold, I think they have been conspiring and planning and being conniving with the goats. They must be talking because, oh, way back here in the goat pen in the corner, look at that. What is that? I spot with my little eye eggs. So that's their new spot, and now when I take those eggs, I'll probably find another spot. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about, it's not necessarily bad news, but it's frustrating news. I don't know if you all know that we had Piper, our outdoor dog, that watched over the farm. And then we had two indoor dogs, one named Mavis, one named Bindi. I'm telling you this because I came out here the other day to the barn, and when I was coming out to the barn, I heard just a god-awful sound that I'd never heard before. It sounded like something was screaming, you know, in their last throes of being murdered or something. I'm like, what is that? So I come through the gate over here where all those screaming goats are right now, and I look this direction because here's where the sound was coming from, and I didn't see anything, and it stopped. I'm like, okay. I look at all the animals, they look fine, and I wait a minute, and then it started again. Just a screeching, horrible sound. And I come over here to this fence line, look from over there, and look here at this fence line, and I saw the weeds moving and a ruckus happening, and I knew something was going on. I come over here, and Bindi had a chicken's neck in her mouth and was whipping it around, and that chicken was screaming for its life. And there was feathers all over the place on the ground. They're gone now. Well, there's a couple right here. I don't know if you can see them on the ground there. All the tail feathers were gone. She would have killed the chicken. The chicken turned out to be okay. I got her back with the flock and seems to be healing nicely. She doesn't have tail feathers, but she seems to be healing nicely. So we have had one barred Plymouth Rock, one or two guineas, I think two guineas killed, and I think a Buff Orpington. And their bodies just been left where they were killed. You can tell they've been mauled some, and we had no idea what had done it. I'm thinking it was Bindi. I caught her red-handed. I saw it happening. So the frustrating news is that we are getting rid of a dog. Dogs are part of the family, but everything on the farm has to live in harmony. And if I have free-range chickens, which I intend to keep doing that way, I have to get rid of the dog. Now, she was originally purchased to be a companion for my mother-in-law, and just things happened in her life that she couldn't have a dog at the time, but we reached out and she said she would take the dog. So Bindi is going to her intended original owner, and hopefully I won't lose any more chickens or guineas. It's frustrating. Okay, so tell me if you can name 3 consecutive days without using the words Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. 3 consecutive days in a row without using those words. Bring it on. So it's a little strange, a little ironic that we're going to lose 2 dogs within a month of each other. I mean, obviously there's 2 different stories. There lies Piper. My kids made a little steak for him. I don't know if you can see it over there. good friend for 11 plus years. And then Bindi, probably had her 3 years maybe, something like that. I mean, a good companion dog. She's been okay. But her and Mavis aren't the best of friends. And, you know, Bindi was causing some disruption on the farm, so it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. We still have Mavis, and she's a good watchdog. But it'll be different. There's just one dog on the farm now. There used to be 3. So we still have 2 cats. So we'll adjust to the changes. Okay, remember when I put that bale of straw in the pig hut? They have spread it out some right there, and they have made it where they want it to be for now, and when they want to spread out more, they'll do it more. But what do you want? Good old Lavender here. Big old hefty Clover coming. She's a big mama, man. I'm gonna try to have her give me some young'uns this spring. Ha ha! Look at that big mama, man. Compared to Lavender, she's twice the size, man. You get to start talking like goats after you own goats. Sounds just like them, doesn't it? So the guineas taught the chickens to jump up here, jump up here, jump up here. And here's one of them practicing it right there. You guys are silly willy, man. So they go from here over there into the yard, and they can't get back in because they can't jump as high as the fence. See? There's their run, but they have access in and out of the run. Except this winter, I might lock them in there a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Whoa. What? So I think I've told you all that since I moved the boars over to their pen way over there, that this one, now I'm letting grow up in grass, but I don't know if you can see them in there, but the guineas have absconded it. And they say, this is our area now, and they will not leave, and they sleep on top of that hut right there every night. And it's funny because I think they just got sick of the chickens, and they're like, look, we're not a chicken, so we're not hanging with you anymore. And they came over here, and the chickens really didn't know what to do with themselves. So one day they heard the guineas over here, and they got out of the pasture over here, and they went over to the guineas. They found their way into their area, and the guineas weren't having it. They're like, get out. And they were chasing them, biting them, flying at them. And the chicken said, oh, okay, we didn't realize, we're out of here. So when the chickens get out, they had no way back in. And as I told you on the last video, I was going to try to make a way for them to get back in, because once they're out, they are vulnerable to all kind of predators. So I put this guy up here. A little ramp that they can get on and get back into their pasture. Whenever I catch a chicken out, I will put it on this ramp myself and guide it up and over, and it will go to the top and then just jump over, and it hasn't been a problem. I haven't seen them use it on their own. Not saying they haven't, but I just haven't seen it. But they do know how to do it once they get on it, because I've shown them. You just jump, boy. You just go. You got a pretty coat. You're nice and healthy. There you are. JoJo, the girl is super loud. And she's my loudest goat by far, man. She just constantly is bleating really loud. Aren't you, girl? Hmm? You got food, go eat something. What are you guys doing, huh? She's resting her head on my leg. Uh-oh. Hello, Mom. Mom came. I don't have any food. No, I don't have any food. Why can't you understand that? What? What is it, huh? All right, young ones. Come on, watch out. I'll go over here first. They have 3 separate feeding stations. One there, one there, one there. Oh, you see them now doing it right, but you saw them, Meadow, trying to push Luke off to the side. It's so silly. All right, you want to see how much rain we've had here today? Just watch me dump these food bowls of their water. Ready for something? I saw you coming on your bike. Oh yeah, this is quick. Boom. Oh, it's a little offside. They'll work it out. The goats, they have plenty of forage, plenty of food. They get hay all winter long. But they feel like they have to kill the trees, strip the bark. So technically speaking, all of these unprotected trees are in danger. I have strategically protected certain trees that I believe will give them enough shade if they need it in the summer. And if they kill these other ones, well, I'm okay with that because it leaves them more grazing land, but they do have some shade trees. I'm going to redo this with pallets because when it's close like that, they can just get up on them. I found out they'll get up on them high. Man, look at what they did to this thing. Doggone it. But here's one tree they killed again. And it was a nice sycamore. Daggone it. Yes, you hear the frustration. These goats don't know what they have and they kill them all the time. So I have these 2 that are protected for shade for the coop and for the goats. You can see them there. And then I have this tulip tree protected and that big evergreen and this clump of evergreens. So those will provide shade if needed, if everything else is dead. There's another, this was a sycamore they killed. Just wiped it right off the planet. That one over there killed it. And they're just malicious, man. They will just murder that tree right where it stands.
Are you ready?
So, did you figure out how to name 3 consecutive days without using the names of the days of the week? Well, the answer is the 3 consecutive days are yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Did you get it? Okay. Okay, I have a bit of an update on something I said earlier. We found that chicken that Bindi had mauled tonight, and she was sitting on top of the run, and we got her down because she wasn't moving much. I expected that she'd be sore and stuff because she was just attacked yesterday, I think. But upon observation, there is a huge gaping wound on her back hindquarter. I mean, it's deep, and it's not just a cut, it's like a chunk had just been removed from her hindquarters, and it's covered with feathers, so you couldn't see it. But once we spread the feathers and looked, first of all, I was shocked at how deep and big it was, and secondly, it was just swarming with maggots. I know that sounds gross, and it is gross. And you might not agree with this, but maggots are actually good at getting rid of necrotic flesh, of dead flesh. So I put her close to a source of food and water, and I'm gonna just let nature take its course. There's really nothing much you can do. But those maggots might be what can save her. So fingers crossed. I feel so bad for her. She can walk, but you can tell that she's not doing well. So I'll keep you posted on that. Hey, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to continue being a part of all the adventures and stories that happen on Rubber Soul Farm. I hope we can spend more time together on the farm. But until then, enjoy your animals and take care of yourselves.